Have you ever helped a celebrity without realizing who they were? I work the 5 a.m. shift at a gas station in the middle of nowhere, Montana. It's one of those places where truckers stop for coffee and locals grab energy drinks on their way to work. Most mornings, it's dead quiet until around 7. This one Tuesday morning in March, this guy walks in wearing this massive winter coat, hood pulled up, hands shaking from the cold. He looked exhausted, like he'd been driving all night, goes straight to the coffee machine and just stands there staring at it. "Excuse me, is this fresh?" he asks, pointing at the pot. I had to break it to him that it was from last night and probably tasted like burned rubber. The new pot wouldn't be ready for another 10 minutes. He looked so disappointed. I felt bad for the guy. He seemed really stressed about something. So I grabbed a styrofoam cup, filled it with hot water from the dispenser, and handed him one of those fancy tea bags we keep behind the counter. "It's chamomile," I said. "My mom always said it helps when you're having a rough day." He just stared at the cup for a second, then smiled. First real smile I'd seen from him. While I was prepping the breakfast sandwiches for the morning rush, he sat at one of our little tables and we started chatting. He asked about living in a small town, if I liked it here. I told him honestly that it was tough since my husband got sick last year. Medical bills were crushing us. I was working double shifts just to keep up. He listened to everything, asked follow-up questions, seemed genuinely interested. Not many people do that anymore. When it was time to pay for his tea, he handed me a $20 bill for something that cost $2. I tried to give him change, but he held up his hand. "Keep it," he said. "You made my morning better." Then he pulled out his wallet and laid down 4 more 20s. That's when I really protested. "Sir, I can't take this. That's way too much. Trust me," he said, putting his hand over mine. "You have no idea how much that tea meant to me. Use it for something good." He left before I could argue anymore. I put the money in my purse, figuring I'd use it for groceries or maybe catch up on the electric bill. Nice guy, I thought. Probably just someone having a bad week. 3 days later, I'm working another early shift when this black SUV pulls up. Not normal for our area. Out steps this man in an expensive suit, looking completely out of place next to our rundown gas pumps. He walks in and asks if I'm Emma. I'm thinking I'm in trouble for something. Maybe corporate heard about me giving away tea bags. "Ma'am," he says, "I represent someone who was very grateful for your kindness earlier this week. The gentleman you served, his name is Richard Branson." I had no idea who that was. The name didn't ring a bell at all. "He's a billionaire," the suit guy explains. "His private jet had to make an emergency landing at the airstrip 20 miles from here. He was pretty shaken up about it. Needed somewhere quiet to collect himself before dealing with the situation. Apparently this Richard guy had told his people about the nice lady at the gas station who gave him tea when he needed it most. How I'd listened to him talk about his problems without knowing who he was or asking for anything in return. Then the suit guy hands me an envelope. "Mr. Branson wanted to do something to help with your husband's medical situation. He's arranged for your local clinic to receive a $50,000 donation specifically for families who can't afford treatment." I almost dropped the envelope. $50,000? For giving someone tea? "And he's also having a new espresso machine installed here next week," the guy continued. "Figured you deserved better coffee for your morning customers." I started crying right there in the middle of my shift. All this time I'd been stressing about bills, about whether we'd lose the house, about how I was going to keep paying for my husband's treatments. And this stranger I'd never heard of wanted to help because I'd been nice to him for 10 minutes. The clinic called me that afternoon to confirm the donation. They said it would cover my husband's treatment for the next 2 years, plus help other families in our situation. The espresso machine showed up the following Monday. Shiny and professional looking, completely out of place in our little gas station. But customers love it. We've been busier than ever.